Welcome to the very
Welcome,
first ever
non-profits, except we're not the real first non-profits
uh,
ever podcast.
non-copyright.
Yeah, not copyright. Technically, I emailed them. They said they don't have the copyright either, so name's still up for grabs, and I have the domain name. So, all
We're
right,
willing to sell. We're willing to sell.
yeah, right. For lots of money.
Oh,
Lots
that's
of
funny.
money.
I'm on your website or your YouTube, and it still says "Please stand by, starting soon." Oh well.
I
Okay.
bet if you refresh,
I've been refreshing. Gosh, man.
see what to watch. Steve Hayes. We're gonna do this while we're recording.
Live now. 15
Oh
seconds.
yeah, no shit, live now. 17 seconds ago. Damn. All right, that's pretty cool. Anyways, all right. So now we know what this thing does. So yeah, let's mess around with this bitch, shall we?
Whoa, this is hello.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off.
I was gonna say that sounds like really weird. Sounds like a little me talking.
Yeah.
So
Got a pretty decent delay there. So.
nice.
Um,
Cool.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I wanted to watch these videos. Been wanting to watch this one Dale McGowan video with you here for a while. So, what do you want to watch first?
I'm game. Whichever. How long's each one?
The Q&A is well, it's an Australian show, like I told you. Kind of almost like that. The big questions from the UK.
Right.
And so it's an hour. It's an hour-long show, about 58 minutes.
Hmm.
The 20 things I learned about atheism, I think that one is only, like a half an hour or so? I don't know.
Sweet.
Can't really see it very clearly here.
Nice.
Okay. No, I don't want it.
Interesting. I wonder. Huh. I might.
Oops.
Oh. What? Yeah. Right. Anyway. This.
Ha.
That was twice, yeah. Maybe I should sync this with another account. I don't know, like a nonprofit's account. I don't care. Whatever.
Oh yeah, quite possibly.
People can judge me. Whatever.
Serious. Come on.
I'm done being. I'm done whining and being afraid of people. Oh my God! You talked about atheism and Christianity. Yeah, I did.
Holy shit, you're an atheist?
Yeah.
How can you be moral? I mean, do you just go around raping people and shooting little kittens?
Is that what we're really gonna get into in our very first podcast? Like, let's talk about how immoral we are and how we kill kittens. I like it.
Exactly, right? You know,
We are atheists.
sleep every night.
All
Got
right.
myself a bunch of slaves out back, you know.
Slaves. I just eat babies, man. That's why I have so many.
See, but I'm not discriminate about my slaves. I have white and black slaves.
Oh.
Yeah. Even got a few Asians back there.
So you discriminate equally.
Exactly.
You're an equal discriminatory. I don't even know. Discriminatory opportunity.
I don't have special rules for my own kind when it comes to slavery.
Fair enough. That's true. That's true. Not only just your own kind, but your own kind, not your kind, women. Yeah, the whole fun.
The whole 9 yards. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Are we really going to get into that right now?
Right? The silliness.
Okay, but yeah, so I thought that this video was pretty interesting. It's from, well, it says right there, you know, Dan McGowan. And he's the author who wrote Atheism for Dummies. And this is kind of his, along the process of writing the book, these weird things that I didn't know about atheism. He gets into it here, but yeah, I thought it was fairly interesting watch, informative.
All right.
So,
All right.
Let's begin.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds fine.
Okay, sorry.
It's alright. I'm looking right now to see. Let's see, there's broadcast settings. Hide their audio and video from my broadcast. No. New guests. Yeah.
I think it switches back and forth between the
whoever's talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's usually how it works, at least when in big groups of hangout, like at work, we've used that. It works pretty well. But yeah, I think it switches just whoever's. That looks like Thunderfoot right up there in the front, right here.
What?
That guy in the video right there, in the front, on the right, that looks like Thunderfoot. That's the back of his head, it looks like.
Huh.
Not to mention what a spackling of ages throughout this crowd. Like you can just look like young and super old. I don't necessarily see too many like mid-range aged people, I guess.
Middle-aged.
Middle-aged. Yeah, I don't like I said. I think it just switches back and forth.
Yeah, but I was.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right from broadcast, eject. Oh, I can kick your ass out. That's awesome. Oh no, yeah. You see, you're not hidden from broadcast. It just apparently has me, and it's not streaming this video for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I don't think that you can actually hear the video while it's being.
Well, my mic is muted, so unless we're just sitting here, maybe if I push play, let's try that for a second, all right? Or do you have it streaming?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
All right, here, let me try push and play, see what happens.
Want to pause it real quick?
Did that work?
Yeah, it was talking about kicking my ass out on the stream here.
Oh, really?
Let's check this out.
I suppose I stream my own shit too, I suppose. Now we're streaming. Please stand by, watching it live while we're streaming it live. Yo, dog.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, I'm going to stop the stream that I'm watching right now.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it looks like when you hit play, it just mutes your mic. It doesn't actually view the video, and you can't hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
That's kind of annoying.
Yeah, there's a cameraman thing here, and I'm wondering, like, let's sure hide participants, okay, and like, can I?
Although it was funny to watch the stream and see you, and then switches over, Captain Picard. And back to
Voila!
Picard, what the fuck is this shit?
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I wish I could, like... Can I tell it to, like... Weird. So it doesn't show that. Alright, then I kind of half hear myself talking right now, I think, so that's very strange. Alright, well, then I guess we watched this video for 3 to 8 minutes, and you watch me, like, standing there. Yeah. I guess, yeah. Well, alright.
Can you, like, pause the stream while, or the recording while we watch it, and then just record the discussion afterwards?
There's only an end broadcast. Yeah. So, anyways.
That's interesting.
I agree. This whole thing has been fun and fascinating. And you know what is kind of cool, though? It does tell you, at least in the viewer, how many people are watching. So.
How many people are watching, Steve?
One viewer, and I think that's you.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah. Which, that's pretty cool, because then we could see, like, how many people, like, just so happen to see this, like, I'm going to watch this. Like, I just so happen to be on Google+, which is nobody, and then they get on and they see this.
By this point, they're going to sit here and be like, what the fuck are these guys doing? This doesn't make sense.
Huh. Sure enough, it shares publicly. Interesting. Well, that's strange.
Where else did it share?
It just showed on my Google Plus, which is, I guess I don't really care. I mean, there's a few people at work. That's the only thing I can think of that have my personal on my Google Plus. So I guess, hey, if you're watching and you got this far,
Congratulations.
yeah, please don't get pissed off at me at work. I'm sorry if I offend you, or I already have. I don't mean to.
It's not like it actually should change anybody's opinion of you.
No,
I mean,
I doubt it will. In all honesty, I work with a bunch of fucking badasses, so.
I mean, you can look at it the same in the same way as if you always thought that somebody was a Christian, but then you find out that they're Jewish. Are you gonna sit there and are you gonna be all like, "Oh, fuck you, dude. You're Jewish"? I always assumed that you were a Christian. Sure, you're still a believer, but
I'd probably try to steal their Jew gold that they have around their neck.
oh yeah. But I mean, like in the context of the way that people react to finding out someone is an atheist.
Well, hold on. Now, there's a difference between finding out somebody's an atheist and finding out that somebody is an atheist that has some kind of on-air podcast-like thing that you happen to work with that, yeah, I guess you're going to watch, or you could watch. I guess it's your choice. I guess it's their choice to continue watching this going to be horrible show for quite a while until we get a handle on it.
Yeah. This is sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry is the best choice of words.
Yeah. Well, and that's the funny thing too. Is like sorry technically to ourselves because really I'm doing this just so I have a recording so I can go back and listen.
Hey, you're the one with the webcam. I need to pick one up right now. People are just gonna be like, damn.
I agree. Well, I have this, and I can let you actually. Well, if Amanda will probably take it. I don't know if she wants to actually be on camera, but if not, I'll let you take this because I'm gonna get a MacBook from work soon. So
nice.
Yeah.
Kinda nice MacBook.
It's a badass MacBook, I'll admit, but it's still a Mac. I don't know how I feel about it. So, well, then shit. Well, I don't know. Maybe we. That's interesting. It's like published live, so it's almost like we can't really like publish it, like record our discussions about what we're going to record. You know what I mean? Because then people are just watching us plan what we're going to talk about. But then again, I don't really care. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how this is strange. I don't know. I've never really done anything like this before, so.
Because this is posted, man. It's out there. It's on the internet. Your face is there. Maybe I can find a picture that has my face.
That's probably what. I have pictures of you.
Yeah.
I've got pictures of you in here.
It's kind of creepy, Steve.
Yeah. Well. Or you could just go to your Facebook, I suppose, and grab one off that.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
I mean, I'd say go to your Google Plus, but
yeah.
Actually, I've got a ton of pictures on my Google Plus now. My Galaxy S3 was has that auto photo upload thing.
The automatic upload.
Yeah, so I've got a shit ton of them up here. I don't know how I feel about that either. Like they're all private, which I don't care, but I don't know. Like, I'm still not very good at the Facebook thing. Definitely not good at the Twitter thing. The whole social networking thing for me is odd, I think. It's like I kind of want to post what I'm doing, but at the same time I don't want to post what I'm doing.
Let's see.
I don't know.
I can find a new file. Holy shit.
So yeah, anyways.
Indeed. Give me a moment here. Going to pick one.
Oh, you know what?
Actually, being decent looking.
You know what? I wonder if this will work. Okay, I'm just gonna try this. All right, I'm gonna.
Whoa! Hey, there we go.
You can see that?
Well, yeah. On your video, it pops up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna then cheat. I found this trick out. So now it's all huge, right?
On.
So now it should be on the stream.
I'm opening up the stream right now.
I doubt we're going to hear any sound, though, is the thing. So, but ready? I'm going to push it and we'll see what happens. How's that? How far back is it? I guess I'll stream it on my phone.
Oh, wait, you were talking?
Yeah, I'm talking now.
It's just talking about sound.
Okay. I was going to say, I'm going to,
Shh, don't speak. Yep, no sound from the video. Dang.
Damn, hold on, wait. I unclick it I try something else. How's that? Nope. How far back is it? I guess I'll stream it. Alright, whatever. Anyways. Well, I can share my screen. Here's my screen.
If you did if you unmuted your mic, you could do that, and then it would play through your microphone.
Yeah, I tried that. Like, here, I'll do it right now. I'll play it, and then I'll unmute my mic, and you tell me. Mic is unmuted. Okay. So,
Okay.
you hopefully heard something.
Well, it's hang on. Hang on a second here.
Alright. Okay, it's about to try it now. Okay, I think I know where you are.
Damn.
I'm guessing not. Okay.
Nope.
Alright, I'll just go back to myself then. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I can share my screen, so at least we can share any like news articles or stuff like that. So that's how we'll do that. Alright, well, I guess videos and things. That's right, I guess, we don't actually need to record us watching this, although I'd like to do that in order to talk about it. We'll have to find another video capture thing. Maybe I'll install Camtasia or something like that, and then I'll just record it on my home computer and then publish it. Maybe that's how all the cool kids do it. I don't actually know.
Possibly.
I'm not a cool kid, so.
No idea.
I try to be a cool kid. That's why I started a podcast, because I'd be like, hey, I got a podcast, do you? We got half of an episode, sort of. It's live. It was live, and you can see it fully unedited in all its glory.
All right, this is the magic of live broadcasting.
Yeah. Except we have, do you have any callers? I don't have any callers. Hold on, I got any special guests?
I could bring my baby back down here, and she could cry for us again.
Well, that could work. That's at least that's another person. And hey, we had 3 people on our podcast. You see that? Of course, this isn't really a podcast. It's like a vidcast. We're prophetizing right now. That's what I'll call it.
There you go.
Prophetizing. Yes. So, yes. Like I said, now I don't know because it's all public. I don't know if we should just talk about what we're going to talk about or we just use this when we're ready. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's interesting.
There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, see? There we go. So now, that's my face is out there too. Congratulations. Then look at my beautiful child. Look at that
Yay!
baby. Isn't she so cute?
Adorable. Adorable. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't, like I said, other than watching myself here, I'm not really sure.
I was totally unprepared.
I know. Well, what else is new, right? That's kind of going to be how it's going to roll first couple of go-arounds. Yeah, did you look at the board at all? Or look at the group?
I just got on my Facebook and I was looking at it right now.
I don't think there's anything. The ridicule thing is an interesting concept, the one that Tyler posted. Ridiculing. I think that a context, like, you have to really emphasize the context when bringing that point up. Like, I was talking about it with Boomstick, and he said that when it comes to ridicule, he's like, if your goal or your objective is to actually try to either have a conversation or convert someone or whatever the case may be, like, starting out with ridicule, especially at least the word ridicule implies, like, you're not willing to listen and
not willing to take it serious, not willing to act, like you said, actually listen or try to understand.
Yeah, plus not to mention, yeah, exactly, and like ridicule, I mean, starts out pretty aggressive, so like you don't necessarily have to be aggressive. And I think that, it's interesting, like, makes me think that we've kind of got to keep that context in mind, like you and I, for example, because we look up and research a lot of theist responses as well as atheist responses and discussions and debates, and we understand a lot of context when it comes to quotes like whoa. Whereas I know, right? Just making noise. But whereas, like, a lot of the regular day people don't know the context, and they just don't hear the arguments as much as we do. So they just don't understand, like, when we're talking about ridiculing someone, it's those that are, like, willfully ignorant or.
See, I think where you said that, a lot of the everyday folk, they don't really look up the different arguments, or they don't really, do the same research that, people, fellow people like us would do. I think it's also because, I think we've touched on this before, it's that kind of security blanket almost, where I don't want to say all believers are in this environment where they believe that everyone around them also believes the same thing that they do. And so there's no real need for them to justify or defend or explain their beliefs to other people, because it's implied that they have an understanding as long as you say, oh, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah, as soon as they say just I'm a Christian, they just automatically open with welcome arms.
Oh, yeah, you see on almost every church, all welcome Sunday service.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
really,
all welcome.
Really?
All welcome. Sure. Yeah, as long as you have money, you can just put it inside the donation thing. All welcome. Yeah, I don't know. It's, like I said, I thought the ridicule thing is kind of an interesting thing, and just context in general is interesting. Just who you're talking to, and it seems even a bunch of people in the group that people we're talking to are the everyday folk, like, even some of those that claim to be atheists or agnostic, whatever you want to label yourself as, tend to, I don't know, just like they tend to be the everyday folk that just don't. They get very defensive when we post a number of the things that we post in the group, or they jump to the conclusion that, like, oh, well, you posted that, you must hate Christians, or you must hate this, or
you're extremely anti-Christian.
Yeah, it's just like, no, I have no other place to talk about this kind of stuff. So when I get frustrated, I would hope that I have some place to, throw this out here, and then there's someone there that will respond and talk to me about it. But a lot of times the responses we get back, unfortunately, just are not. Yeah, they're very defensive, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand it myself either. I mean, even if we've already explained ourselves on certain situations, like, for instance, I mean, stemming from what happened with me in the group, I've previously said before, it's like I have never come out to specifically say that atheists are better than Christians. I've never specifically said that I am anti-Christian.
Right.
I've never said that I think that anyone who believes is stupid. Uh, but yet it's assumed, even though I've come out to say that, I don't care if you're a believer, if you believe for bad reasons, then I have a problem.
Right.
And like, I don't hate people just because they believe. And
You also mentioned something about their penis size, how it's drastically smaller or something like that.
Oh, yes, the belief in Jesus drastically reduces the size of your penis.
When I became an atheist, my penis grew 6 inches. Yeah! And I'm at 6 inches, ladies. 6 inches.
I'm going to buy some ad space on some porn websites. This amazing way to gain 6 inches.
Drop your religion and drop your dick. Never mind, alright, I'm done.
Drop your dick size, no.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know if I should have agnostic atheist down here anymore. If I should just put God of nonprofits or something.
But then do you have some sort of doctrine? What's going on there?
See, you get into the heart and soul of it. I guess we could talk about random things. You want to know one thing that was really pissing me off in the group that we were talking about was the whole concept of atheism as a religion. It just kind of drives me crazy.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And I can understand. Okay, I can understand. There's a level of ignorance with, even just understanding what atheism is in the first place. But to go, understanding what even just the word. How do you get to that definition of religion? Like what defines a religion? And go out and look it up, and you see, doctrine or dogmas, or follow some kind of you would think, as someone prepared would probably have the definition ready. But has some kind of ritual and things of that nature, where you basically follow some kind of, it has a worldview where you follow somebody else's instructions, I guess. Even like Buddhism, for example, they don't have they're an atheistic religion. They don't have a god, but they still have, ways that they follow. And so that's what defines a religion. Where it's just it's so frustrating just to hear atheism is a religion. It's like, really, what do we follow? Well, all you atheists believe in evolution. Time out. We probably do. That is probably a true statement, except that we don't believe in evolution because of our atheism. It's so frustrating to I guess have to consistently argue those same points over and over.
Yeah. Religion is an organized collection of beliefs, cultural systems, and world views that relate humanity to the supernatural and to spirituality.
There you go. Ooh, spirituality. There's another loaded word.
Oh, fucking spirituality. Tell me about it. It's like, oh, but I'm just, I don't believe in Jesus. I'm just spiritual. I'm not a Christian. I'm just spiritual.
Yeah.
So, okay, what do you consider spiritual? How do you define your spirituality?
Right. Plus, cool. Right on. And that's one thing that a lot of people misunderstand is, cool, you want to be spiritual, or even you want to be religious, awesome, and you're welcome to keep it to yourself. But the minute that your religion starts forcing its way into our politics and other people's lives, and you start telling me or other people how to live, then now we got a problem. But yeah, I just don't see atheists doing that. It was, it's funny. I can't remember who I was talking to. I was talking with someone, and they were talking about how did the conversation go? Somehow it came up to just that's right. It was something to the effect of you hear a lot with either our generation, definitely the generations older than us, but you hear we don't talk about religion and politics, and someone was talking about that.
There's two things that you don't talk about: religion and politics.
And so somebody was talking about that. It's like, that's just how everybody, that's how everybody grew up, and that's how, it used to be, and blah, blah. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I was like, I think nowadays, though, a lot of people, are very much into talking about politics. It's like I hear politics talked about at work and then, on the train, all over the place. A lot more people, a lot more open. I said, when it comes to religion, I said, I have to disagree. I just don't think that talking about religion is anything new. He was like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's only been relatively recent since you can actually have debates online about it. I'm like, yeah, that's true. It's like, but it's recent that atheists have come out and started talking. It's like, but let's look at Mormons. So the Mormon, God, I keep forgetting the name, what they're called, missionaries. The missionaries go out and go door to door to people's houses and bother them. Street preachers go out and go bother people. Jehovah's Witnesses go out and bother people. All of it about religion, and it's like, we just, no talking about religion. No, the difference is it's no talking back to religion. It's to be, you're welcome to be talked to, or
you can talk about it. I mean, like I was saying, it's automatically assumed that those around you, if you're a believer, it's automatically assumed that those around you are going to be believers.
Right.
And so, I mean, talking about it is just, it's nonchalant in a way. I mean, because it can come down to, at Sunday service, or, even just bringing up some of the basic stories, I guess you could say.
Right.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm reading here.
Well, no one else can see that.
Yeah, oops, sorry. Meh. Okay. Whatever. But yeah, it's nonchalant in a way, and yeah, you can be free to talk about it as long as you're confirming, or as long as you're going with the mainstream. But yeah, once you start to actually ask questions or even discuss,
if you just disagree with the general consensus, that God is good, God is great, just remember not to masturbate. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, huh? Yeah. That was recorded. Heard it first here.
That was recorded.
Yeah, so it's anyways. Tangent. I don't remember what we were going to talk about.
I don't think we ever did decide what we were talking about. We just are doing this all on the fly, really.
It's true. That's true. This is pretty rad, though. Like, it's all live and it's recorded, so we'll be able to go back and like cut it out and actually pay attention to some of the things we actually care about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so you said you went to your wife's sister's house. She's not the highly religious one. That's the stepsisters, right?
Well, no, I mean,
I can never remember. There's so many women involved with you and your
I know. There's so many damn women all over the place. But I mean, you gotta love them, I guess.
Oh yes.
But no, yes, it was one of Deanna's stepsisters. This was the stepsister who is actually trying to become a preacher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I mean,
Does she know? Hasn't she read the Passion? Never mind. Go ahead.
I mean, I can only assume at this point. Like I've said, I don't actively go out there and try to stir shit up, create a conversation. I mean, if it comes up, I'm going to, discuss it. But like, I'm not going to go over to her house and sit here and be all like, "Oh, I don't believe in God. You're stupid."
Oh, I agree. I think that's a poor way to go about it when it comes down to it.
Yeah. Anyway. Or, like the straight up, just like, how can you still believe in the Bible when you're a woman kind of thing.
Timothy 2:11-12.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway,
okay. I hear Charlie crying back there. Yeah, but I mean,
Corinthians 14:34.
Treats me well. I mean, she. I can only assume at this point that her family knows.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah.
I would assume. I mean, I've been fairly vocal on Facebook. I would think. Yeah, no incidents or anything. We were talking about Charlie's first birthday that's coming up, and she asked the question. It's like, well, have you guys come up with a theme or anything? And I want to do a warrior princess theme.
Like, we're gonna do a godless warrior princess theme.
Right?
She's actually a god slayer. She slays the god of the Christian faith.
Exactly.
Oh god, that would be horrible.
I mean, it was a funny kind of interesting comment. She was like, "Oh, so you mean we're gonna turn Charlie into the next Joan of Arc?" And I'm like, "Well, I was thinking more Xena, but okay, sure."
No, not actually at all, Joan of Arc.
Yeah, it's like Joan of Arc didn't really turn out very well.
No.
In the end.
Yeah. You know what? But she probably didn't read the whole thing. She got to the part she liked and said, "Hey, this is a great story." It's kind of like the Hansel and Gretel. They're lost. They find a candy house. They find an old lady that wants to help them and feed them. Then they find out, if you stop there, it's a fantastic story. They were found, they were fed, they were taken care of by a really nice lady. But if you finish it off, you find, she wanted to eat them, and wanted to eat them, and then they ended up killing her and
cooking her, and
Hansel and Gretel, children's stories, just like global genocide by water. Wait.
Oh man, I mean, don't even get me started on that. I actually I saw something interesting on Twitter the other day that somebody said where I didn't read the entire conversation, but the one part that I got is that using all of the omnis, like the all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving,
omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. Is it omnipresent? Omniscient.
Because omnipotent, omnipotent is all-powerful, right?
Yep. Omniscient is all-knowing, I believe.
All-knowing. And I can't remember the other one, but it's the all-loving part. But so someone mentioned that you could only have 2 of those 3.
Omnibenevolent. That's
Omnibenevolent, yes. You could only have 2 of those 3.
That's correct.
Because you can't, because the third one gets negated by the other 2 that you choose. Right. So, like, if
actually it's direct contradiction.
Like, yeah, if your God is all-powerful, he would automatically be all-knowing, because that's not really all-powerful if he doesn't have all knowledge and he doesn't have the ability to know everything that would happen in everything. That's not very all-powerful if you don't already have that. And being all-knowing would automatically lead into omnibenevolence, that you would automatically have everlasting love, because you would know exactly what's going to happen, so therefore why could you be angry for someone doing something that you knew they were going to do?
Well, yeah, exactly. I think that also plays into the problem of evil, but I'm not 100% positive. But there's...
Yeah, I think it does too. I read up on that a little while ago, but I haven't looked over it again. But
I don't see my notes in here for them. So
the
another podcast,
for another time. Yes, the problem of evil probably could do that in an entire podcast if you think about it.
I think we could. We very well could. We could do all sorts of just atheist things in the entire podcast. Podcast, videocast, godcast,
godcasting,
prophetcast. No, I don't like that one. I like prophetizing. I think if we can't steal the name of the non-profits in terms of our podcast name, I think that we should just call it prophetizing with the non-profits.
Well, now that they're doing episodes again, and they're doing...
Of course they are.
Of course. I don't think that we're going to be able to steal the non-profits
from them. Such a good name. I wish they'd work with us. I wish they'd build a bigger group, because it's such a good name. It really is all encompassing. I really, it's a fun name. It's I love the play on words, and then of course when you hear it doesn't scream out atheist, vile, infidel scum.
Mm-hmm.
It screams, huh? Wait a minute, what? That's funny. What does that mean?
Huh?
Questions, I suppose. I don't know. I'm going to use it anyways. Fuck it. Like I said, I have the domain name, so.
And you had correspondence with them. They said that you could use the name.
They did. They suggested that but they also have. They also said they're not the originators of the name either. So,
Bam. Well, there you go.
like I said, we're all in it for the same goal, and I don't want to get into any kind of battle for share with them. But I would love to. I think I think our atheist cred would go up. Not even atheist cred, but our cred would go up. There was some kind of beep. I wonder what that means.
There was a beep
On my end. Oh, it was Facebook. Oh.
Too bad that it doesn't post up onto somebody's Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. It was. What are you talking about? Whose Facebook?
Oh, I was just saying.
Anyways. Sorry for that ADD moment. Got distracted by a noise. Whatever that was. Yeah, so. Anyways, what the hell were we talking about? Something? Can go back and watch the live stream just to remember what I was talking about.
It's a couple minutes behind what we're talking about right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, right? Michelle and things. Yeah, that's interesting. So, I was going to ask you, do you think? I mean, out of everything you said, you haven't had a conversation that hasn't come up yet. Like,
Yeah.
do you think it's going to? I mean, eventually there's got to be a question about like baptizing Charlie, or, I mean, even like you're an atheist, that has got to come up at some point. Especially if she's going to be a priest. Or is it priestess? A cleric? Let's go with cleric. That sounds
I am not too sure, because I know that she's part. Well, I would believe that it would be a Christian church, or it's possibly
Pastor.
a Lutheran. Yeah, pastor. Pastor. Yes, pastor. That's
okay.
the more appropriate word there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 1 Peter 3:15 says specifically, be ready to have questions, or be ready to have answers for those who have questions.
Yeah.
Just saying, quoting your own book, not your book.
I'm just saying. I mean, I could only assume that, possibly it would come up, but,
Right.
I mean, Deanna has said that, they don't care, that, they're going to respect me for my views, but it's like, I'm not too sure about that, because, there's been some instances where they've been pretty vocal about
The birthday card.
their beliefs and how it relates to the way that they treat people and the way around them.
Oh, well, right. I mean, it does. I mean, you know that as well as I do. Many people know that.
Yeah.
It does. As hard as they want to, as much as they want to pretend it doesn't, beliefs influence our actions, hands down. Like, we don't act on knowledge. We don't wait until we absolutely know something before we treat or act, on something. Treat somebody or act upon something.
Yeah, and I mean, our beliefs have even a more deepened root in our psyche than we would know. I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I've heard it said on the Atheist Experience a couple of times. Shout out. That actions that we perform are already decided for us before we actually comprehend that we're making a decision.
Yeah.
Based on previous experiences and our beliefs, and
Right.
our way of thinking. That if we get confronted with a certain situation that makes us make a choice or a decision on how to proceed, we're already subconsciously making
Right.
a decision before we actually comprehend making the decision.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to swallow, though. A lot of people think it's like, well, no, because I can make my own decision and I can change my mind. And it's like, yeah, you can change your mind, but yeah, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the concept that I think Tracy Harris brought up. Pretty sure it was Tracy brought up in the Atheist Experience, some recent episode about beliefs in terms of, about beliefs and how you don't choose your beliefs. You either believe them or you don't. That's how it works. There's no, well, I choose, I believe in unicorns because I choose to. It's like either you're convinced, either you believe in unicorns or you don't. There's no middle ground. There's no, well, I sort of believe in unicorns or sort of believe in whatever. You are either convinced or you're not. And it's that Like, and so when it comes to, you know, your beliefs and your predetermined actions, I'd say, yeah, I mean, it's gonna kind of go with what you believe the outcome's going to be based on, I guess, what you believe.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know. That's an interesting concept too. That one is a tough one that I've been trying to really vocalize better. Yeah.
Well, you know, like I said, I haven't really done a lot of research into it.
No, you haven't.
No, I have not. I am uninformed. I am in no way an expert.
You're ignorant.
I am an ignorant fuck.
You're so ignorant. Be ignorant.
Quit being ignorant. Jesus Christ.
Copyright South Park button.
Yeah, copyright. We gotta mention that kind of stuff.
I want to get sued. I think if we have to, actually, I don't know. Now that it's on, or it will be saved, I think we might have to mark it explicit because there's the word fuck in there. Fuck.
Oh, really?
Did it again. Yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
damn.
I think if you do it 3 times, you have to. I don't know. That's how it is with the movies. I think I got some kind of limit to get some kind of rating.
Ooh.
Fuckity fuckity fuck fuck. Boom.
We should start having a like on South Park copyright.
That's the counter.
Like, yeah, the shit counter. Every time they say shit, every time we say fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, my Facebook's blowing up right now. Sorry, I'm super popular. I'm gonna go look on this screen.
And I'm trying to look over my Twitter to see if there's any kind of interesting.
We can go back through notes. I have tons of notes
clip.
in here.
So unprepared. I was totally looking forward to watching a video and talking about a video.
You know. I wish it would. I wish it would actually. You know, record it and other people can hear it. And we can hear it.
I wonder.
Yeah. Did you see that article from the Huffington Post about atheists can sue over failure to enforce limits on churches' political speech?
Really?
Let me share this with you. There's me. Whoa. All right.
Whoa.
Sorry. Easy to see? Better?
Hang on, let me pull up your video here.
Okay. So.
There we go. Atheists can sue IRS over failure to enforce limits on churches' political speech.
Yeah.
So if we know that a church is in fact talking about, you know, a certain candidate or spewing out their political nonsense, then we can report them to the IRS.
Exactly. There's that, as well as, like, think about, I believe, if you think about, what was it? Was it Prop 8 that the Mormons funded all those billboards and things? Like, I can't remember. It was the Mormons.
I remember that it was. You're talking about the Prop 8 in California. Right? Yeah, and I did hear about I can't remember which group it was, but a religious group that was, you know, backing for, you know, propaganda against Prop 8, which, I mean, really, because, I mean, you do have foundations that are set up, well, not foundations, I guess, groups that are set up to, you know, do advertising for and against certain initiatives that are out there. Like, you'll always see a commercial paid by the group for yes on blah, 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 or where they're not necessarily a political group.
Right.
They're just out there putting information out against or for certain initiatives, certain candidates.
Right, but that's still, like, it says specifically no religion can get into politics if they want to keep their tax exempt status. And at that point, like, if you're doing billboards to engage a vote, that's clearly a violation. Like, you're not keeping to yourself and following your religious stuff. You're actually trying to change laws in this country.
Well,
that's a problem.
If you haven't figured out, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate for you here. Trying.
I like this game.
So, I mean, Yes, if it is a church that is coming out and making these things and doing the funding and doing the backing.
If it is a non-profit organization.
If it is a non-profit organization, which all churches strive to get that, they all
They
automatically don't pay taxes. But what if it's just a group of people who are from the same church? Some of those people just happen to be leaders in that church, but they don't use church money.
Then you're good to go. I got no problem with that.
Then you're good to go. But what if they use their church to, well, not the church money, but they go Sunday service, after the service is over, coffee hour. They make that time, before everybody gets up and goes. They're like, hey, guess what? We have this organization that we're doing no on Prop 8 or no on blah, blah, blah.
I have no problem with that because they did it outside and after. Like they may have found people in the community in which they go to, which that's that's the whole point of the community, right? Is to find people similar to you. So I don't mind them taking it off and then saying, we'll take it out of my own personal pocket and lay that down and put up those billboards. Perfect. But they didn't. They did it for church's money, sponsored from the church, paid for from the church, probably even taxed like written off. I don't know if that works or if that is even true, but it would not surprise me if not only was the billboard put up by the church, but it was probably some kind of tax write-off. Like they probably got some kind of tax benefit for it. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it came out of the church, there's my problem because that is a violation against our Constitution. It's very specific. Any nonprofit, not just a church, even if we're not religious, but a nonprofit organization came out. That's the thing. I think it's it's not just a nonprofit. I might be wrong about that. I think I am wrong about that. It's a religious nonprofit. It's very specific actually. A religious nonprofit. If you want to maintain your nonprofit, that's right. You have to focus on just your religious stuff, and you have to stay out of the politics because I believe nonprofits. Because
isn't it also where you can't, if you are going to talk about politics, you have to talk about both sides? You can't specifically endorse or back a specific initiative or a specific candidate, but you have to talk about all of the angles, I guess you could say, of the subject that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they could easily work that into, now some of them out there want these gays to be married. But other people out there who are good Christians don't want these gays to be married. I mean, they could. I just feel like the whole tax exemption, how we have to sit here and we have to, watchdog over these churches is ridiculous because, I mean, it would be so easy for them to just, like in the example that I gave, why couldn't it just be a donation to this group or a personal donation from the pastor to the person who organized the group? And they don't have to file any of that. They don't have to write any of that off. I mean, like, how can you actually, if there's no record of what they do with their money, how can we actually complain and how can we actually try and get people on it? Because they can easily spin it. Like I said, it's like, well, we weren't specifically endorsing these people. I mean, I talked about how they want gays to be married, and then we just talked about how they don't want gays to be married. We talked about both sides. I wasn't specifically telling people not to vote for it.
Yeah, well, yes, they do. They walk a fine line. Just to correct myself too, I was wrong. It's not just religious, it's all nonprofits. All nonprofits are not allowed to be in politics. That's the point. But they walk a fine line, you're exactly right, and that's how they do it. And they do it by, sure, we talk about both sides, but they talk, it's very biased, obviously.
They talk up the side that they like the most.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's silly. And
I think it's ridiculous. I
agree.
And
in all honesty, well, the biggest thing, to be completely honest, I mean, all nonprofits need to stay out of politics, and that's like religious or not. The thing that pisses me off the most is exactly what you hit on, the fact that if you're a religious organization, you automatically get this special benefit where you're not required to follow the same standard of same accounting processes. There's an acronym, and I can't remember what it is, but there's some kind of standard accounting thing that the government expects when you fill out like your 501 or 503Cs, 509Cs or whatever they are.
990 or something that you have to file.
Well, there's that, but there's also it also requires there's a number of steps or requirements in terms of you have to report this, and this is how we expect this, and this is the format we expect it in, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of all standardized. All churches and things not standardized, not required to tell you what it is that where they spent their money and how they spent their money, and they don't have to report any of it, and like I said in the group, it really frustrates me that if I had a secular organization and a religious organization that were absolutely 100% identical, and the only difference was that I tagged that religious piece onto my group, I'm going to get a benefit that my secular group is not. And that's obviously, I think that's a clear violation of the First Amendment, and I have no idea why why that's so hard to comprehend, or even why that hasn't gone up any further. I suppose I need to do more research there, but it's just, that pisses me off, really.
Well, I mean, looking back to that case that one of the members brought up, back in 1970, one of the judges on the Supreme Court that ruled, that we should not, that it's not a violation of the, church and state clause to not tax these people. That his reasoning behind his judgment on it was that having less of an impact or being less intrusive on them by imposing taxes, it's obviously the government doing less. Right. Therefore, the government's not imposing on those religions, where it's like, well, why not just tax every religion? It goes into what I said. How people think that when we talk about taxing churches, all right. It's automatically assumed that we're only talking about Christian churches.
Right. But all churches, all nonprofits, all religions. Yeah.
All religions, exactly. And I mean, if you're taxing all religions, how can you be favoring one? How can you be, oppressing one if they're all taxed fairly?
Right.
If they're all taxed exactly the same.
Well, here's the thing. There's a clause. I think there's a bit that needs to be added in. If you're taxing all religions and non-religions the same, that's where the big failure is that religions get special treatment, whereas a atheist group does not get that same stuff, which rightly so, personally. I'm not advocating that we should, but
well, no, yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, it's ridiculous how people assume that atheism is a religion.
Yeah, well, and it's also ridiculous that we have laws that give benefits to religion at all. Religion should stand on its own and take care of itself, and keep its way out of politics. If it wants to follow nonprofit, great. Whether you're a religious organization or you're not a religious organization should have no bearing when it comes to talking about nonprofits. If you're a nonprofit, you're a nonprofit. That's it. There's no, I'm a religious or I'm a this and I'm a that. I'm a nonprofit. And then everybody at that point gets the same starting base. Everybody has the same level. And again, religion is very specific in our Constitution. It does not. We should not be making laws around it. And
so then, I mean, would it be fair to say that a easier compromise would just be to take away the tax deductions that religious organizations have, just to have no tax deductions whatsoever for nonprofits, whether or not they are religious or secular?
No, I think that I'm not saying take them away, not by any means, and I'm just saying if they're getting any that secular are not. Basically, if they're getting some just because they're religious, then those should be taken away, or those should be given to all. It's one or the other. You don't, there's no special treatment.
Oh, right, exactly, yeah.
So that's the key piece is, but again, I think it also comes down to, I think it should be taken away necessarily because, as I said before, it's the way that I read the First Amendment of the Constitution, First Amendment, I read it as no law, in respect to religion. So That means no benefits. If you're religious, you don't get benefits from the government. That's the whole point. You got your own shit. We'll give you the same benefits that everybody else does, that every other non-religious thing has. But we're not going to make these special exceptions just because you're religious and you have, your church and whatever. I don't care. It shouldn't matter. It should only matter that you're a nonprofit, and that's it. And then you go from there. But like I said, so like I don't want special laws for religions, and I don't want to be given, in terms of like, if I made the nonprofits an actual nonprofit, I wouldn't want I don't want to be given the same religious benefits just because I labeled our atheism as a religion, and now we get the same benefits as Christians or Muslims or Buddhists or whoever else, whatever other religion. Pastafarians. Love Pastafarians. So yeah, I don't think we should have any of them. I think they should all be gone, and we should all be.
So then, like I said, that just the deductions should be completely taken away. There should be none.
Yes, I made sure that I was very clear, though.
Yes.
Just because I'm used to,
reiterating in a rant, but yes. Okay, so we agree to agree that we agree.
Yes. I just want to make sure that wasn't a trap, that's all.
No, I was not playing devil's advocate on that part.
I couldn't tell. It's like that meme where I can't tell if you're just stupid or trolling. Not you specifically, but the meme. Yeah.
I can somewhat tell sometimes.
Yeah, so. Anyways.
Okay, so let's see. We've already talked a little bit about ridiculing religious people.
Oh, you're looking at the Facebook? Yeah.
Mentioned Joan of Arc there. And we talked about political tax exemptions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on Atheist real quick.
Yeah.
See if there's anything good on here.
That's not a bad idea. There was a few decent things. Like I said, I read that one article I showed a little earlier. Whoa, blurry. Ah! Alright. Plus, how long does it say how long this shit's been going for? I have no idea.
I don't know. We started at like 9ish? 8:39ish?
39.
Has it really been 2 hours?
Really? It may have been. I got Saints Row and shit I just borrowed from Carrick. I'm gonna go play that shit.
Oh, which game?
Saints Row 4?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I just created my character. He's got like blue hair, and like dark blue things going around his eyes and white eyes, and awesome. Awesome.
Oh, jeez.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's so many things we could talk about and just keep going. I don't know. I don't know. I just remembered a comment you mentioned way back earlier, and you were saying that we're not just after Christians. We're talking about all religions. I agree. We're after, not after. We do kind of feel the same with all religions. Just I know that for me, and I know for you as well, that at least for a lot of us, at least here in America, Christianity is the biggest one we have to deal with. Like, it's the one that's in our face almost every day. So.
Well, no, yeah. I mean,
makes sense.
I agree. It is prevalent in our country, just like if we were born over in Afghanistan, then Islam would be the dominant religion that we would have to deal with there. They wouldn't necessarily be. Well, I mean, Christianity is pretty big in the European countries as well. It's just that
it's getting bigger.
Well, I mean, the Vatican, everything like that.
Okay. Well, arguably there, sure.
The origin of Christianity and Catholicism, but they would have to deal with more of Islam, which I've said before that Islam is a terrible religion. It's I just do not understand how. I mean, it has. Just some of the discussions that I've had on Twitter with Muslims, and the debates that I've had And it could just be that these people are, those crazy fanatic, like.
What do you mean by these people? Just kidding.
Yeah, what do you mean by by you people?
By you people.
But I mean, it's, like I was saying the other day, this one guy that I had a discussion with was totally fine with the fact that, Muhammad was a pedophile, and that it was, well, I mean, the whole 9-year-old.
Oh, I'm aware. I just don't
everything,
understand how you could be okay with that.
Yeah, he was completely fine with it, justifying it by saying that, oh, he saved her eternal soul, and, it was for the good of the girl, and it's like, really? You really think that, that's fine? That's perfectly all right? And another discussion that I had, where this guy was... it's horrible to say, but thought that women who are raped deserved it.
Oh yeah, I've had that conversation.
Yeah, because they aren't wearing their burqas, and fucking dog! I just kicked the dog. But because they aren't wearing their burqas, because they aren't covered from head to toe,
that's garbage.
If a man decides to rape them, that they are totally justified in doing that because they are. I'm gonna turn this shit off.
Yeah, because it's somehow the man's or somehow the woman's responsibility to cover herself up because the man can't control his own desires.
Yeah,
that's such fucking bullshit.
Exactly. I mean, I've said it.
Garbage.
I've said it before, and I will always say it again. And there's really this is probably the only area that I will say that you will not be able to convince me.
Yeah, no. If you go out and rape someone, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, and I mean it's like it. Well,
I'm not sorry. You're a piece of shit.
I'm not just saying the whole rape issue, but I'm just talking about like Islam in general.
Right. Well, and yeah. Go ahead.
Not to sound Islamophobic or whatever, or extremely anti-Islam, but I mean everything that I have seen about it heavily contrasts to the evils from Christianity, but to a higher degree. Going back to one of our other conversations that we've had, here in America with Christians,
okay,
they have America. Really, they just have to deal with arguing with each other. That we can have all of these different sects of Christianity, and they can just denominations of Christianity, and they can just disagree with each other. They can argue back and forth, but
they can come together when atheists speak out,
and they can come together when it comes to certain things. But like with Islam, it is the one word. That is it. Like if you speak out against the Quran, against Islam, even if you are a believer,
you're done.
You can possibly be dragged out into the street and stoned to death, decapitated, shot, whatever. And I mean, it's ridiculous.
I agree. And it's mind-boggling, and I think too that it's just similar to obviously I feel like we have to almost put this out here that way you don't look like an asshole.
Hey, I'm perfectly fine with looking like an asshole. Like I said, I am not trying to sound Islamophobic.
That was
It's just that all of the conversations that I have had on Twitter, sure, it's a Twitter conversation, but still.
Well, right. And obviously, not all Muslims follow the same thing.
Blah, blah, blah,
it's the same kind of issue it's the same kind of thing with Christians. Just like, when we talk about them, we're not talking about all. We're not saying all of you believe this and all of you believe that.
All.
Right. It's like, and you know what, and if you're not one of those that will drag someone out and stone them and kill them, then cool, we're not talking to you. We're not talking to you. We're talking about you. So you can just kind of chill, just relax. We're talking about those fucking crazies, the fundamentalists, and even those that are fundamentalists that still support them.
What I'm saying, and you want to drag me out into the street and stone me to death, you're probably part of the problem. But if you want to, correct me on something, if you want to actually have a discussion with me on something, then you're not part of the problem.
It depends on what you mean by stone. If they want to take me out and get me stoned in the street, then I will gladly go with them and talk as much as they want. But
there you go.
if they're talking about stoned as in like
giant
rock.
bricks and rocks and hurting of the face and the brain.
Not game.
No, thank you.
No, not the face, as the tick said.
Yes, but hey, like I said, I don't discriminate. I discriminate equally.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't hate any one person. I hate everyone equally.
Right? Yes. Like I said, I got multiple different races of slaves in my backyard.
You get some hate, and you get some hate, and you get some hate.
Yay!
Well,
maybe I'm gonna get some hate mail on my Twitter. That would be amazing. I would love it. Please, if anybody sees this and they want to just send me hate mail, I would love to have a hate mail discussion.
We have a whole 0 viewers, and the only time we've had a viewer, it was you watching us.
I thought you said there were 4 at one point.
Nope, no, there was 1.
Oh.
Just one. I mean, there were 400, and people totally subscribed to this more. Right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been at it for like
thing in the Northwest.
We're huge. We have 75 people in our nonprofit group. Yeah. So we've been doing this for probably 1.5 to 2 hours now, and so.
Hot damn.
I think. Well, at least at a bare minimum, I want to hit this end broadcast button and then go check out what the fuck just we posted and shit, because this is kind of fun, kind of cool.
All right. To see how much of idiots we are making of ourselves.
Pretty much. Plus, if I'm gonna have to go back and listen, then I've got to listen to an 1.5 to 2 hours all over again. So.
Oh yeah, true that. Okay.
Right.
So next time we should definitely come prepared, since we can't watch videos and discuss it.
Yeah, I think that the next time
we just watch the video and then record
and discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we can sit inside of a hangout and then we'll go and watch it and then jump to the live one and broadcast from there.
There we go.
Plus, we'll also have some hangout notes that's not just blank. Maybe that might help.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that we had the Google Drive up there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so. All right, well then, sweet, man. That was, like I said, this is awesome. Knowing that we can do that and it just pushes it out is pretty sweet. I don't, like I said, personally, I don't really care if we edit it out. Maybe we'll edit some of it, and then when we post it to the website, that way we can post little clips about, we talked about this segment, click here and listen to this, whatever.
Maybe we should just edit out that whole segment when we were trying to discuss Islam there.
I think that was, well, no, you're going to look like an asshole. I look like a savior and like a nice guy.
Fine.
And
that's perfectly fine.
Which is...
I can deal with being the asshole, because apparently, I'm extremely anti-Christian, and
you are.
I'm bigoted because of my life choices and my, my anti-belief.
That's right. You hate all Christians. Once you find out they're Christians, you try to eat their babies.
Exactly. I automatically... I carry around a knife with me so that I can stab all the Christians that I meet.
Yeah, I heard that you fucking knocked out the neighbor's cat and threw it in the road. Just because you found out they're Christian.
Just because I found out that the cat was a Catholic.
They were fucking, they were Catholic. Goddamn Protestants.
Fucking cat was a Catholic!
Oh, man.
Alright,
well,
we better stop this before we make ourselves look more like assholes.
I agree.
At least myself.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Signing off.
Alright, sweet. We'll hit you up later.
Okay.